Guys, today I'm going to be demonstrating a few simple experiments that show the differences in properties when substances have differences in bonding. Some substances have non-polar covalent bonds, some have polar covalent bonds, some have ionic bonds, and some have metallic bonds, and we're going to be demonstrating all four of those. Not all bonds are created equal though. Some are very strong and some are very weak, and that results in differences in properties. So we're going to run a few tests and see how the properties of these substances are different from each other. First, we'll do the "what does this stuff look like" test. We have copper sulfate, which is a blue crystalline solid. We have dextrose, which is a white solid. Can't really see any crystals, but I do see some fluffiness there. We have paraffin, which is a waxy substance. I've got little chunks of it right here, kind of soft and pliable. And I have some zinc, which has silvery, shiny, metallic luster because it, of course, is a metal. Next, we'll try to dissolve a small sample of each in water. And the results are in. Copper sulfate, completely dissolved in the water, turning it a nice blue color. The dextrose, also dissolved completely in water. I don't see anything there, and the solution is clear. The paraffin is just still sitting there right on top, hasn't done anything. And the zinc is also sitting there right in the bottom, also hasn't done anything. Next, we'll try to dissolve them in two other substances, starting with hexane and ending with ethanol. Hexane is an organic solvent made out of 6 carbons and 14 hydrogens. I have a model here of regular hexane, or N-hexane, where all the 6 carbons are in a row, but there are several isomers of hexane that I could have built as well. Usually when you get hexane, you get a mixture of those, but they're all these non-polar organic molecules. Ethanol is another organic molecule, except it's a little shorter with only 2 carbons, and it's got an oxygen and an H on the end, so it's an alcohol. Since hexane is a volatile organic compound, we're going to do this one in the fume hood. Here are the results. The copper sulfate has done absolutely nothing. The dextrose, absolutely nothing. The paraffin has started breaking up and dissolving in our hexane solution. And the zinc, still nothing. Now for the ethanol test. So in the ethanol, the copper sulfate did not dissolve. The paraffin did not dissolve. Zinc, still nothing. The dextrose, on the other hand, has partially dissolved and is clouding up the solution. So now I've put them all into solution of hydrochloric acid. Copper sulfate, nothing. Dextrose, well, it's dissolving. Paraffin, nothing. But down here, look, zinc is actually doing something. It's reacting with the hydrochloric acid. You can see those bubbles that are forming there. Now in a solution of sodium hydroxide, we have a small amount of dissolving happening with the copper sulfate. The dextrose, has completely dissolved. The paraffin, still floating around. And the zinc, nothing. We don't get the reaction we did with the hydrochloric acid. These small samples have been in the boiling water bath for about 10 minutes, and I wanted to see if they would melt at 100 degrees Celsius. So copper sulfate, no, but it has gotten a little whiter. Dextrose, nope. Zinc, nope, that's hot. Hot. But the paraffin has melted. The white, waxy looking solid has melted and turned into this liquid that's at the bottom. Well, we know the paraffin melts really easily, but let's try the other 3, this time in a Bunsen burner flame. So the copper sulfate in the Bunsen burner flame turned almost completely white, and it did not melt, although I did find this water vapor that condensed over the top of the test tube. The dextrose was really exciting. first it melted and then it burned into this lovely brown color. Yes, it's awesome. And once again, zinc not doing anything. It just sat there the entire time. So there you have it. A bunch of different tests on 4 different substances with different types of bonding. Now our job is to be able to explain why they did the things that they did and why zinc didn't do much at all. Later, guys.